Good afternoon, everyone. Using cross-channel journeys for validated learnings and ROI-focused actions and outcomes. Now, these are three things which are pretty close to my heart: cross-channel journeys, validated learnings, and ROI-focused actions and outcomes. I work for Cheetah Digital, which is one of the world's largest permission-based email and cross-channel marketing companies, servicing a little over 3,000 brands. In India, we've worked for almost a little over 100 clients in the last 8 years. Why validated learning? Validated learning is a concept that comes from the lean startup methodology. Basically, it says, fire the bullets before you go ballistic with the cannons. Test an idea, measure it, and then expand it through multiple iterations to take it to full potential. And this is applicable universally. So it's not only for startups. In the digital world, we are spoiled for choice. And that's where this comes in very handy when we validate our learnings and scale up. ROI, return on investment, is the holy grail for every marketer. So we'll touch upon it in a while. So in digital marketing, as I said, you're spoiled for choice. And if you have just 5 minutes to talk about what is it that makes the maximum, creates the maximum value, something that I was thinking on. And I focused on 3 things which can make a difference in, say, 3 weeks. Focusing on the largest segment, which is offline retail and omni-channel retail. Online is just 3% of the Indian retail economy. 97% is offline and omni-channel retail, primarily offline retail. We'll talk about 3 cross-channel digital programs which can be run in a short span of time, anywhere between 1 week to 3 weeks, using validated learning and return on investment focused actions and outcomes. I've picked up 2 channels, email and SMS, which are both cheap and expensive depending upon how we use them. Just to get a sense, how many of you are actually using email and SMS as channels for targeting your customers? That's quite a few. So awesome. So this is an example of one of the programs that we run very recently. If you see the start of this graph, these are your clicks, opens, and the graph, this starts at 9 in the morning. There's an email campaign which started at 9 in the morning, and after 2 to 3 hours, you see the graph becomes flat. This is what happens to an email campaign. How often do we go back to an email which came 24 hours or 48 hours back? But then, we look at the power of cross-channel journeys or cross-channel campaigns. After 24 hours, the next day, the same time, there's another campaign. And that campaign says something like, it's an SMS which says, answer and win big. There's a contest, there's a personalized email ID which is mentioned there, and it says, go back to your mailbox and click on the email. If you don't find the email, go to your spam folder or your promotions folder. If you see that spike, it's a 237% lift in clicks, which is clearly a lost opportunity had that cross-channel not been adopted. Now, one question that comes in the minds of marketers is, suppose there are only 5% clicks and 95% are non-openers. You can't spend sending SMSs to 95% of the non-openers. SMS are costly, they're expensive, and they're getting more and more expensive, if I'm reading it right. But then there's a mechanism to do it. You can always look at your most profitable customers. You can look at your most engaged customers, the most loyal customers. You can create a segment of the recent buyers in 30, 60, 90 days. You can even create a segment of openers and clickers in the last 30, 60, and 90 days. So kind of reducing that 95% non-openers to maybe a 2 or 3% or 4%. And that's where validated learning comes. You can keep trying this and expanding that segment. Even the 24 hours can be changed to 3 hours. You can do a SMSs campaign in an automated manner within 3 hours. Or at say 5 in the evening when people again start checking their personal emails. But this does not solve the problem. The bigger problem is many retailers are acquiring a lot of data. And some of them are acquiring a lot of data on mobile, and some of them are acquiring data on email. Few of them are doing both. But then to achieve this, we need to have both data points. And the value of a data point is something which is pretty much can be measured by a marketer in terms of what does each email or an SMS mean to you, especially for an engaged customer. Now this quickly Imagine that we have an email ID or a mobile number of somebody and we want to do a data enrichment. This is a monsoon season where we see a lot of campaigns going on out for the sale promotions. And an SMS goes to one of your customers saying, do not miss out on the fabulous monsoon offers. Click on the link below to share your preferences and email ID with us to continue to hear on the best offers that we have for you. The likelihood of somebody who is an engaged customer, who is engaged with your brand, would want to get those offers in their mailbox. And email can do a little more than SMS at times. At times, SMSs are quicker. And that's where you click on the link, either on the email or an SMS, and you go to a landing page. Now, this is just an example of the landing page. Again, imagine if you have the first name, the date of birth, the location, and the whole list of preferences which you can choose and put as optional, and then you get it real time, and this can be collected on a landing page or a microsite or a CRM page, and this can then be used to retarget those consumers. So this is again looking like a very simple thing. Few marketers are using it to their maximum advantage, but not everybody is doing this. And this is something which can be executed in 2 weeks' time on a very small spends, marketing spends for validated learning. The last one, and this is something which is funny when I speak to friends and family. A lot of them say they've stopped looking into their message boxes except for OTPs and some very personal messages which they go and search for. As a marketer, I go back to my message box and keep checking my message box. But are we getting the money for our buck? And that's where, when, for example, we spend £1 lakh to get footfall for a particular sale. Yes, we get a lift, we measure the footfall, we get the lift in the top line, the sales. But then this is a very simple mechanism. For example, personalized coupon codes. Every single person getting a personalized coupon code, which again can be automated, and this can be measured at the point of sale, or if we call it the point of experience. I saw a panel discussion tomorrow, which is point of sale or point of experience. We can actually measure it at the point of experience, and we know if we have spent 20,000 rupees on an SMS campaign, whether we got a 2 lakh of lift on top line or sales from that. Or if we spend 1 lakh, did we get a 10 lakh revenue out of that exercise? And this is something, again, something which can be done by using the current platforms that we have, by doing some offline analysis, or using some platforms which kind of automate this. And this is something which Cheetah does. Yeah, so that's it. This is what we do. We turn data into insights. This is one of the testimonies from one of the customers in the Forrester Consulting's report on total economic impact. One last thing that I'd like to share from my experience in working with marketers is the success of a technology or a digital platform is primarily dependent on two things. Number one is the purpose or reason for deploying a technology. Because again, there are too many out there that we can use. So this is top driven. And the number two is the on-ground expertise to use the tech platform or software to get the best outcome out of it. And that is something which is the people who are actually running the technology on the ground who make it happen. At Cheetah Digital, we work with some of the best technologies, providing marketing consulting and services on digital programs through a team of experts and specialists who act as an extended arm of the brands we partner with. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.